Welcome back to Voice of the Valley. I'm out here in the crowd. I've got Jim Benson on the platform, so he looks big and famous. Jim covers the Illinois State Redbirds. And talk a little bit about that game last night, Thursday night rather. Just the way the Redbirds kind of gutted out a real ugly win.
Yeah, Harry, it was kind of like a ism of their season. They couldn't put them away, and then all of a sudden Evansville comes back, and then Illinois State fights back. It's kind of been a roller coaster season for them, and that game was the epitome of that. They just have a hard time putting teams away. They make some plays that you're just sitting there scratching your head, and Dan Muller and his coaching staff are over there saying, what the heck's going on? But they are what they are. It's 5 months into the season. They're not going to change. They have talent, obviously, and Malik Yarbrough really came through in the last 7 minutes or so.
How long for you covering the Redbirds and covering basketball or just sports in that area?
Yeah, this is my 13th Valley tournament, so my 13th year. I've actually covered the Redbirds in 6 title games. Wow. We know what the record is right there, 0-6. But this is my 38th year at the Pantograph.
No kidding,
Yep.
38. You don't look that old, dude.
No, man, I'm getting there, believe me. I'm pushing the 6-0 right here.
Talk about Dan. His teams, I've got such great affection for Dan. Really enjoy him. And his teams are always talented. They're always gutty, but they seem to kind of blow a tire here and there. Just talk about what we see on the floor.
Yeah, Dan's recruiting philosophy is he likes to get long athletic players. I mean, that's pretty obvious what you've seen with his teams in his 7 years at Illinois State. I think what they've really been missing, especially the last 2 years, is a true point guard. They don't have that Paris Lee type guy on the team. They have a lot of combo guards. Even Keyshawn Evans, they list him as 6 foot. If he's 6 foot, I'm about 6'3", and I'm 6 foot, so he's about 5'10". Keyshawn's a 2 guard. But he plays point, out of necessity almost. And Zach Copeland is kind of a combo guard. I mean, they got a lot of combo guards in the team. Even Malik Yarbrough is really kind of like a combo guard. I think that's really been missing, especially this season. It seems like just that leadership on the court that you get from a true point guard. I think that's something they're really going to address in the spring here in recruiting.
He's obviously a good leader. I'm talking about Dan Muller. A lot of guys have been with him as coaches and then gone on to coach other places.
Okay.
Obviously, he has an eye for talent, and he can help develop them.
Yeah, he does. Like you say, Dana Ford, Penny Collins took over for Dana at Tennessee State. Luke Yockledge is doing great things at Michigan. He's going to be a big name in college basketball coming up here. Yeah, Dan, and obviously he's got 2 ACC guys on his staff right now, and Brendan Mullins also. His family is well connected up in the Chicago area, so Dan's always put together a very good staff.
When you look at this tournament, and everybody's saying the same thing, it's so wide open. Obviously, we might all think, well, Loyal's got that slight edge to win this tournament, but the most in you said 15, 16 years doing the tournament, most wide open tournament you've seen?
Totally, without a doubt. Usually you can point to the 2 top seeds usually are such strong favorites in this tournament, and maybe the 3rd seed. And we've seen, the 4th seed, you and I a couple years ago, they came through. But this tournament's never been as deep as this year. I thought really like there were about 7 teams coming into here that could win a tournament. I thought Indiana State, if they got hot, could have won the tournament. Obviously, they didn't play very well last night, and they're sitting at home right now. It's kind of funny, Harry. I think I've told you before, when I was in the Big Ten, covering the Big Ten for 18 years, I mean, that thing was so wide open, it was ridiculous. Then I come here in the Valley, and really, the chalk plays out pretty well. But this year is by far, in my 13 years, the most wide open tournament by far.
When you interact with other beat writers around the league, I just think you guys all seem to have fun with each other.
Yeah, we do. It's kind of like a little club. It's really great. Now, the really fun thing is when we get here to St. Louis, because we see each other on the road, but we don't see all of us together. And I miss some of the guys who aren't here anymore. Paul Sullentrop from the Wichita Eagle. I love that guy. He loved covering the Valley. I really miss him, and the late Steve Pivovar of the Omaha Papers. Piv was a great guy. And it's kind of like a club. It really is, and we all get along so well. It's a lot of fun.
You guys don't get together and tell old stories and lie to one another, do you?
We do that later tonight. The Friday night of the tournament is kind of when we all get together and kind of have our gripe session too about our teams and all that.
That's funny. There's been some talk about two things I want to finish up with. One is maybe expanding the NCAA tournament, more teams, some scuttlebutt going around the nation even this weekend. Your thoughts about the size of the tournament and the plight of the mid-majors?
Well, I think the tournament shouldn't expand. I think what happens if the tournament's going to expand, you know what will happen? You know, in the ACC, instead of getting 10 teams, you'll get 12 or 13. It's the golden rule, Harry. The people with the gold make the rules, and they're not letting the little guy in. I mean, that's just the way it is, and we see that with the scheduling now. You know, they're going to 20 conference games, and that's less games for the mid-majors to play them even at their home court. And it's a tough plight for the mid-majors right now. I know Doug Elgin has talked about a scheduling consortium a little bit, and I really like the Mountain West Challenge. I really wish that would have stayed here. And you know, I don't know why the Mountain West decided to go. I think I understand why they went to the A10. They think they're stronger teams there, but it didn't seem to me like they were kind of beating the Valley's head in. I think it was 5-5 this year, wasn't it? Last 2 years. So I'm not sure, and it's a lot more travel for them. But they think it's going to improve their resume, and you know, if that's their reason, which I'm sure it is, I can't blame them. I really would like to see the Valley expand to 12 teams and go to a 20-team conference schedule too. Wouldn't this tournament have been great with Jay Morant? Because you covered the Ohio Valley, you know. I mean, this tournament would have been so great with them, and
they really wanted to come too.
I know they did, and you know, you get them, and then you get somebody else, and I think that would have been great, and it's too bad.
I was beating that drum too. Final question. I'm trying to remember what my final question was going to be. I wanted to ask you about Loyola. We're watching them. You know, I stepped out of the game, and they're early on, at least they're up on Valpo. Has there been a Loyola effect on the rest of the league, on the other teams? Are the coaches doing anything differently, responding differently?
No, you know, I hear some coaches say they are. I don't see it personally. I think they're all still recruiting the same way they did, scheduling games the same way they did. Loyola's just got a kind of a couple special guys right now. I think Loyola will come back to the pack a little bit next year, obviously without Custer and Towns. And they'll still have Kretwig. And Porter's done a great job. He's got a great culture there, you know, and guys are going to come want to play for him now, which is great for the Valley. But I hear this Loyola effect, and I'm not sure I kind of buy into that a little bit. You know, was there a UNI effect a couple years ago when they got, you know, Sweet 16 after beating Kansas? I don't think so. I think everybody still kind of recruits where their kind of niche is.
Appreciate your time. You've been watching Voices of the Valley here on ValleyHoopsInsider.com.